Does that work?
Yeah.
All right.
On the side of your Jill.
Come on. You want to see?
There's space over here. Jump over here.
Coach, can you tell us about now that you're in Nashville and practicing, your thoughts as you get ready to play this ball game?
Well, I mean, I'm glad we got through. Everybody getting here safely and getting through last night. Getting your bearings around Nashville. Our kids getting to go and experience. It's a great town, and as a coach, you always just worry that something could go wrong with the travel and then with the night that we had that was kind of free for everybody to enjoy. I'm big on that. I think everybody, including our families, should enjoy these trips. And so that was pretty much yesterday, and now today we got to get back to trying to figure out how to beat a Maryland team and having a good practice. And we had good meetings this morning, and like our kids' attention, obviously we've got to play some young kids, particularly in the secondary, with ours moving on to the NFL and other things. But excited to kind of see how they perform in this. And it's a really quality team we're playing. Coach Loxley's done a really nice job, but kind of anxious to see how we practice today, and hopefully we have good energy and good execution both.
On the subject of
business mindset, sort of for this game, how important is that to you when you're talking about flipping the script, everything you've done to win the bowl game and keep that mindset?
It's important to me, and I think they sense that. Now I do think there's a balance, and we've been pretty successful in the bowl games that I've coached in, and that balance has worked. I hope that continues. This is a little new experience, truthfully, for me. I've never had the opt-outs, and I've never dealt with that before, so that was kind of new. So you're not quite the same team that finished the year personnel-wise, but that's in some ways that's kind of exciting for kicking off the next year. We're not in the playoffs this year, so you really can look at it like an extra game for these young kids that we're going to depend upon. But I think anytime we put Auburn on our jersey, it's important that we go compete in a way, and we haven't been as consistent in that in year one that I wanted to be. At times we were really good, and I hope that we can finish this 23 campaign here in Nashville with that kind of effort and execution, and get a win for Auburn, for our team, for our fans, for the SEC, everything that goes into these bowl games.
Obviously, Maryland doesn't have their starting quarterback. You opted out of this game. So, how much of an advantage do you think it could be for y'all that y'all have Peyton back there and you have a very experienced quarterback who's played in bowl games before?
Yeah, I mean, we're glad we got Peyton back. I mean, their backup has taken some good snaps and done well with that, and I'm sure that he's had all the practices leading up to this. He's got some really good receivers and running backs around him. So I'm not sure if it's a huge advantage or not. We've got to play well, and Peyton's got to play well, and then the pieces around Peyton have to play well. And we've lost a few of those too within at receiver, and it'll be interesting to see how we perform with that. But again, excited that we do have Peyton there that has the experience of playing in these bowl games.
On the point of the helmet communications, I guess I know you guys are not using that, you're using tablets instead. Why go that route, and do you want to see helmet communications moving?
All right, there's a lot to unpack there. Let's
we can one at a time.
We'll take the tablets. So we are partaking in using the tablets. Curious to see how that goes on the sideline. Obviously, it's not something that we're going to get to practice with really until the game, and so that's always awkward for me to feel like great about a plan to go over and do that. But it'll be interesting. I'm sure Peyton can. It'll be difficult for me to utilize because I'm probably I'm flipping back and forth between offense and defense and paying attention to the situations. But our coaches on the sideline will hopefully be able to see things in it that I do hope that is something that's coming for sure, and I don't know why anyone would be against that unless it's a cost issue for certain conferences. The helmet is a whole different deal. I get so many. This is kind of an above me discussion. Truthfully, the idea alone with us being able to communicate with our quarterback, I like. I think it's something that would help with some of the signal issues that we're having, and obviously everybody's trying to pick off your signals during games, and it's just part of the games that we're doing. So I do think that could help. However, the stuff that's above me is, does it affect the safety of the helmets, and is your helmet, and then what does the SEC want to do as a whole from a conference on who they want to go with, if we should move in that direction. And it was just a lot of things in a short amount of time to try to process. And I said, look, I'm okay. We've signaled now for 12 games, so I think we'll be okay for a bowl game. Doesn't bother me at all if Maryland chooses to do that. It just felt like an awful lot of conversations were having to be had, and I was in the middle of recruiting and trying to get ready for a bowl game, and I didn't want to meet with these different manufacturers, and I just said it's just not that important to me for a bowl game, whether so.
Peyton said he'd been a little under the weather. How important does that make these couple of days here?
Yeah, we've had a run of sickness, and we actually left the 2 guys at the hotel today too. So it's we had a run though last week of guys missing practice with these flu-like symptoms. So he seems to be feeling good, but it was really good to get outside and let him have, hopefully today and tomorrow. I hadn't seen the weather for tomorrow, but this is a good day for him to have a good practice for sure, because he did miss shoot last week, I think every day but one, I believe.
Coach, defensively, one of the best defenses in the Big Ten is Maryland. So how will you and your offense find a way to find success against that front seven?
Yeah, I think they're very talented. They're you look some of the biggest games they played against the top echelon and elite teams in that conference, and they played really, really well. I think it's a great test for us, but we faced some pretty good ones, in our conference too, that we were able to run the football. I think it starts there. Let's find a way to run the football, and so that we can stay balanced.
Anything else? Good.
Thank you.